Hey guys, happy Monday. I wanted to post a coaching video that I thought was super appropriate for a Monday, and that's dealing with weekend guilt. So a lot of people come out of their weekends feeling like they either binged, whether it was a binge on activities or a binge on food or a binge on alcohol or whatever that might be. And the word binge really is just describing going far away from where your core values are. So whatever your weekly goals are, you hit them Monday through Friday, but then all of a sudden the weekend hits and everything spirals out of control. This can also be referred to as falling off the wagon or any kind of suggested term such as that. And so something I wanted to talk about is how can we get ourselves back into the right mindset on a Monday so we can actually succeed not only in our week continued forward, but also in our weekends ahead and continue to make ourselves happy with the actions that we're taking. So the first step is compassion. So I use this with a lot of my clients all the time. You can be really disappointed in yourself and some of the actions you took over the weekend, but oftentimes we can be really hard on ourselves, increasing that feeling of weekend guilt and increasing our feeling of Monday stress. So instead, take a few minutes to sit down and recollect your thoughts and find some compassion for yourself. The idea of you coming out of your weekend and maybe not being quite as happy with where you want to be shows that you are on the path and the journey towards bettering yourself. So you've already established that there are habits that you would like to change and that you're ready to make those changes so that you can feel better about yourself going into every single week and coming out of every weekend. So be proud of yourself for taking that moment. Remember that you cannot change the past, you can only control the present, and it's time to move forward instead of dwell on anything that you feel you might have done wrong. Number 2 is create a plan. So if you decide that you actually want to make some changes going forward, you need to figure out what steps you're going to take, what actions you're going to do in order to reach the goal that you want. I highly recommend with all my clients that they write these things down. I believe writing things down promotes a lot more accountability. If you just say it to yourself, chances are by the time you get to Wednesday, you'll forget about it or something will slip and you won't have that piece of accountability. So write it down, but also when you're coming up with a plan, write down how you're going to implement it, what days, things like that. So, if you wanted to cook healthy meals during the week, make sure you take a look at your calendar and find some space where you can cook those meals and slot in an appointment time for that. Maybe you want to make sure you get in 3 workouts this week. Why don't you look down at your calendar or even just write down what days and times you're going to get those workouts in and for how long. Little things like that can help you be confident in the action items you're about to take in the week and help you follow through. The 4th piece is set minimums. And I like to say set minimums instead of set goals. The reason why is because a lot of times coming out of the weekend, especially when we're dealing with a lot of guilt, we are vowing to change everything about our current habits. We're saying we're going to ditch all junk food and alcoholic beverages and we're just going to sit at home this weekend and do absolutely nothing. And you know that once the week progresses and you start to feel better and you start to get on top of yourself, that those kinds of feelings will start to slip. And maybe we won't be able to live to our highest self that we envision for ourselves. So instead, I say start with minimums. Make these goals realistic. We're not going to change everything all at once within a week. So start with what's really doable today. So maybe that is just to eat 3 meals at home this weekend. Any 3 meals, and you can eat out the rest of them. But by setting minimums, you have the opportunity to exceed those minimums as well. So you're not limiting yourself, but you're simply saying, this is what I want to hit this week. Let's make sure it's doable and attainable. And then the following week, you can always readjust your goals to push yourself a little bit harder and succeed a little bit better. Finally, follow through. So you've made your plan, you've set the tone for your week and your weekend ahead, and now all you have to do is take those action steps forward so that you are aligning your actions with your values and how you want to live your life. Now, in order to follow through, I do love finding some sort of accountability. So the first piece of accountability that I've already mentioned is write it down. So if you guys write something down, you can either cross it off like a checklist or even just make sure that you're hitting it because it's written there. But sometimes that's not enough for people. So maybe another idea is to set yourself reminders. Do check-ins with yourself to say, am I living up to my values? Maybe it's inviting a friend to be your accountability buddy. You guys are going to check in on each other So that way you can help each other stay on track. So whatever that accountability piece is, make sure it's helping you follow through and it's not providing you more guilt. The point is to be compassionate with yourself, to acknowledge that you want to do better moving forward and that you are giving forth your best effort, and to make sure that the goals you set align with your value as well as your lifestyle so that it's realistic and attainable. So those are my couple of tips to deal with weekend guilt, mainly just trying to get you back on track to moving forwards. And I'd love to hear in the comments if you guys have anything that has helped you in the past, or if you have any questions that I did not deal with today. So have a wonderful Monday, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll talk to you guys later.